Winter, a time when we bundle up and put on coats to protect ourselves from the cold or move to a warmer environment. Even animals and insects protect themselves from the cold weather. Nature has equipped them with unique ways to avoid freezing temperatures, which most certainly would kill them. Many mammals grow heavy winter coats. Bears hibernate. Fish slow down their metabolism. Some birds migrate south. Certain species of insects also migrate to warmer climates or complete their life cycle after laying their eggs or go into a state of suspended animation in a cocoon. But how do plants survive? They can't do any of these things, particularly ones planted in the fall that are at the mercy of whatever winter weather comes their way. Today, scientists are finding that these plants have quite a variety of remarkable ways to survive low temperatures that would normally freeze living tissue. We know that plants that adapt to freezing conditions undergo a series of internal chemical changes that protect them from being killed off in freezing temperatures. Not all plants have this specialized ability. Some, like tomatoes or corn, will die before temperatures ever reach freezing. Others can survive freezing and temperatures significantly colder. Why, some trees can even withstand temperatures down to -40 degrees without dying. We know that plants, both wild and cultivated, sustain all other life forms on Earth. But the ability of plants to adapt and survive freezing temperatures is especially important to animals and to humans. We depend on their survival, like crops, for food, shelter, clothing, medicines, and even to keep us warm in the winter. Over 240,000 farms in the U.S. produce wheat, a mainstay of the American diet. Wheat is milled into flour to make bread, cookies, cakes, pasta, and even the crust for pizza. Farmers grow two types of wheat. One type is spring wheat, which is planted in the spring and harvested in the late summer in places where the winters are just too harsh for the other type, winter wheat, which is planted in the fall and harvested in the summer.
The advantage that winter wheat has over spring wheat is the fact that the winter wheat typically will yield a third more in yield production than spring wheat.
It is winter wheat that possesses the unique ability to survive the winter and freezing or below freezing temperatures.
Winter hardiness is a major concern as a wheat grower. We are planting all of our winter wheat into a no-till situation, and sometimes those situations don't have a lot of top residue left, so there is very little to protect that early seeded wheat in the fall. So it becomes an issue of whether or not we get enough snow cover during the winter months to protect or create a blanket of insulation for that young crop. If that doesn't exist, we have a very high risk of losing that crop to winter kill.
The more scientists learn about what happens inside winter wheat plants when it freezes, the better they are able to manipulate the genetic makeup of the plants to develop varieties that are more winter hardy. The section of the wheat stem that sits just below the surface of the soil is called the crown. It is key to the plant's survival since it has all of the cells important for the plant to resume growth in the spring. If the crown survives freezing in the winter, then the entire plant will have a good chance to survive and begin regrowth in the spring. All kinds of changes go on inside the crown as the plant prepares for the onset of winter. Most of these we can't see, so it's necessary to grind up the crown tissue and measure the chemical changes with specialized equipment. Some of these changes are essential to the plant's survival in the winter, and some are just reactions to lower temperatures in the fall. For scientists, the trick is to figure out just which changes are essential so that the genes that control them can be incorporated into winter wheat varieties. This will provide farmers with a crop that will best survive the winter. Today, Scientists are using special 3D imaging equipment and techniques to get a closer look at what happens inside winter wheat plants after being frozen. They hope this helps pinpoint exactly which parts of the crown are critical to the plant's survival. Global warming and climate change is expected to favor the expansion of winter wheat into areas that were previously too cold to produce it. Working together, it will be the job of many different plant scientists to continue learning about the ability of winter wheat to survive winter conditions and to develop improved varieties for the changes to come.